Welcome to the opening bell. I'm Ashley Reeve, you guys. It's good to be with you here this morning, yeah? All right, before we get started, ladies and gentlemen, remember the information we discuss in this video is opinion and should not be construed as advice in any way. Good to be with you once again, 22nd of January, and we are ready to go. So, guys, very interesting meetup at Davos with Trump right there. You should do yourself a favor. Go online, check out the entire President Trump's speech 2026. Mentioned quite a few things there. Touched on geopolitics and trade, U.S.-Europe relations, energy and commodities, currency and the financial markets. I'll give you some hints there, but obviously you can go and check it out as well. I see some of the guys online there. I see Kai and Jules and Tehedo. Good morning to you guys there. All right, let's get going on this one. And then obviously we want to check out what's happening with the Australian dollar as well, New Zealand dollar. We got a bit of silver and gold in there too. The US dollar, what has happened, what's currently happening. We got some oil and Brent, but we can have our trading room today. At 2 o'clock on YouTube or via YouTube. You can check us out there. I'll be with you guys. So maybe just some points on some of the geopolitics and trade on Trump's Davos speech. He said on geopolitics, ruled out any, using any form of military force to acquire Greenland, announced a framework of a future deal involving Greenland and NATO, and withdrew these tariffs and threats against the European countries. You also signaled preference for negotiation over confrontation. And it does matter because it reduced fears of a major U.S.-Europe trade conflict. Calm concerns obviously came around the escalation that was. If any, there was any sentiment around it, he came and calmed it down, according to analysts. And the impact thereof, it did improve global risk sentiment, supported equities and risk currencies, pressured a lot of the safe haven assets like gold and silver. In the short term, I actually got some great movement of gold yesterday. We were in the class actually, and this had happened. This move to the downside had happened, but it seems like gold is recovering a little bit more now this morning. We're going to see where that goes during the trading room. All right. Also on the U.S.-Europe relations, he indicated that Europe was unlikely to push back too much. Emphasized a lot of progress towards cooperation rather than retaliation. And it mattered because it reduced the uncertainty around the tariffs, the supply chains, lowered downside risk to global trade growth. And obviously, the European and U.S. equities rallied because of this. We saw the NAS push up. Let me just show that to you. It did push up according to what we had anticipated. Now, the great thing about what was said was, even although he spoke, we had already anticipated the rise. That's the great thing. So we had seen the rise come. The meeting, or at least the speech, supported what we had anticipated technically. And that's some of the things that we do discuss during our sessions, our classes. So, you might want to rethink, to come in there and to come and give some form of attention to what we are putting into those classes there. We had seen this already, and we mentioned in the opening bell, and it actually did play out wonderfully with the fundamentals supporting it, right? Even on the US 30, we pushed up there tremendously. Look at that, guys. And what's also great about it is obviously we saw a rise. NASDAQ 1.18% rise, S&P 500 1.16% rise, and the Dow 1.21% rise. The trade and the geopolitical risks was progressed, and that's the reason for it. And then obviously optimism is ahead now of the earnings and jobs data. All right, some of the impact there. Intel jumped nearly 12% on the stock futures there, guys, and the market's now focused on the job data and the corporate results. Also check into the Euro USD today, guys. It has gone up tremendously as anticipated. This is a correction that's forming now. We're anticipating it to find some of support somewhere for us to continue the ascension to the upside. Silver also, it has been coming down, but you can see has now rebounded and recovering. I think we're pushing back up to that $95 per ounce, back to these highs. Gold, we do know record highs there as well. GBP USD looking for some support at this moment in time, and we're going to see what happens later on. Right now, it's a little bit calm, a little bit collected here, as the saying goes, but we're going to see at 2 o'clock if there's any movement there. We are expecting from a fundamental release here today. We're expecting the US dollar. There's the final GDP quarter-on-quarter report coming out at 3:30. We also got the PCE price index month-on-month coming out at 5 p.m. for the US dollar. All right, we got some strong earnings there for the economic data on the AUD. We had the employment change. The forecast was 28,000 jobs. And then there was actually 65.2 thousand. All right, so that is a fantastic movement. The unemployment rate has gone down by about 2% there, 3%. It was up at 4.4 and is now down to 4.1. So that's fantastic news for the AUD. And so we are still seeing it climb here. So I'll be touching on some of these later on today. All right. But that's it from me here this morning, ladies and gentlemen. All right. The opening bell, pretty sleek, clean. We're still seeing the dollar a little bit weak. We're seeing the safe haven assets still appreciate here. All right. It's just a matter of time before we start seeing a bit of changes. But I will touch more on the technicals in the trading room this afternoon at 2 o'clock. So make sure that you join me in there. All right. Have a good one. That's Ashley Reeve here, guys, with the opening bell. I'll see you guys very soon. Remember, also, if you'd like to open up an account with us, don't be afraid. Don't be scared. It's easy. www.tdmarkets.com. And you can also email us at care@tdmarkets.com. Have a good one. I'll see you guys at 2 o'clock. YouTube with the trading room. Have a good one. Ciao, ciao.